Aquarius, welcome to your May of 2016 Sidereal Astrology forecast. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Aquarius, let's go and look at the major theme. We're going to look at the major events of this month. If you do want a more specific look, do stay tuned for your weekly where I go into the specific aspects of how these events are configured in the chart. But this should give you a very good general idea about what is cultivating for you this month. So first, let's look at where the fast-moving planets are at the beginning of the month. We've got the Sun, Mercury retrograde, and Venus all in Aries of your third house. So there's a lot of this energy in your third house. This is the house of everything in your immediate environment, right? And it's also short distance travel, correspondence, and more fundamentally though, it's your mind and your communication. So it's a great time, this first half at least, to read, to write, to share information, to perhaps socialize, to want to learn and exchange. And you gain a lot of energy with that, with the Sun here. You can also learn quite a bit about this area of life too with Mercury here. So learning more about your communication, learning more about reading and writing and all of that kind of stuff, and socializing and things, you know, can be a source of a lot of insight. And I think it's good to be malleable, to try new things here with these things, whether you're learning new types of material or whatever it might be. Now, Venus here is suggesting that you can be enjoying this process. So if you are picking up that book or doing some of that exchanging or whatever, using your practical mind, I think you can enjoy that quite a bit, specifically this first half. Now on the 6th, we've got a new moon, and that's going to be conjoining up to that Venus and that retrograde Mercury. It's also going to be very well aspected. So it's a very nice new moon in that third house. So it's a good time during the new moon to kind of reflect and go within and see what new intentions you want to set in your life in terms of these areas. Again, anything that is practical, anything that is in your immediate environment or having to do with short distance travel, and sit with it and set intentions with it, because as the month unfolds, there's more of that forward moving momentum for you. And this could be an area that could be cultivating in about 6 months once you have the full moon there. Now on the 9th, we've got Jupiter going direct, and he's been retrograde for the past 5 months. So this has been a lot of reflection, and I think for you it's been reflection on relationships. And I think you've perhaps seen the opportunities with relationships for quite some time now, but about 9 months. But the past 5 months has been a bit more about the internal process, maybe learning more, thinking more about relationships, and rehashing and trying new things there. So now all that stuff starts to move forward for you, which is great. And you'll probably see the relationship stuff flowing for you. There's more opportunities out there for cultivating existing and new relationships with now Jupiter out into the open, moving direct. And it'll probably take some time for this, so kind of give it till the second half of the month and going into June. Now on the 14th, the Sun does go into Taurus, followed by Venus on the 19th. So there is this shift, and the shift is with your home life, your family life, and your health. So that's going to be an area of new beginnings for you in June. But the second half, I think you can really be gaining energy, a lot of prana, by connecting to your personal life, by connecting to your home, your family, developing your health and whatnot. And you can enjoy it too with Venus there. Now on the 21st, we've got that full moon. It's going to be right on the cusp between Libra and Scorpio. So it's right there, right in between your 9th and your 10th house. So this is a culmination of your career stuff, if you've been working hard there with that Saturn in your 10th house. Specifically over the past 6 months though, if you've been putting energy into this area, you've been focused on the career stuff, it could be a high point, a culmination, or at the very least a status check where you can see, okay, what's working, what's not, what you can shift and adapt and change into a new direction with that. The other area is your 9th house, which is about your philosophy, your worldview, your life path, your purpose could be highlighted at this time. And again, seeing where you might want to shift and change things with this insight coming in at the moment. But it is a high point, high energy time where you can really cultivate these areas this later part of the month. Could be very motivating too, in fact, with a conjunction up to Mars. And that Mars is retrograde, so you guys are learning about these two areas this month. So it's good to kind of be open to learning more about your career, specifically the first half of the month, and then open to learning more about your life path, specifically the second half of the month with Mars, because Mars is going to dip back into that 9th from the 21st onward. So really, I guess the last week or two of the month in that sense. Now on the 22nd, we've got Mercury going direct, so there's a lot of this shifting happening, probably from what you're learning in this area about communication and about learning in and of itself, how your mind works, the practical insights about things. So if you've been rehashing, and it's good to bring that extra attention to you know, these things like your correspondence and stuff anyways, but whatever it is you've learned about that, now from the 22nd onward, it's good to implement that stuff going into June, how you can really work with the practical aspects of life. Now on the 26th, Jupiter does square up to Saturn for the last and final time. This has been going on since August of last year. So with this, with these possibilities with relationships, Saturn's saying, look, but there is hard work with your future. It's got to be hard work with your career, your legacy, your productive things in life. And the more you take that seriously, it is going to be directly related to and supportive to your relationships. And vice versa, you want to take relationships seriously. And I think you've been seeing that too since August. And so cultivating that, working hard in both of those areas, but also seeing opportunities in both of those areas, because it's it's an aspect, so they're associated, to see the possibilities with your career and your work and that kind of stuff, your future-oriented stuff, as well as those relationships. All right, so Aquarius, have a fantastic month. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.